Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eddie Marcus. One more time. Look, have you ever asked yourself the question, what makes a dishonest person? If you ask yourself what makes a dishonest person, you might ask yourself also, what makes an honest person? Think about it. If you put two individuals together, they don't know anything about each other. One is an honest person and the other is a dishonest person. And whatever transaction they ever come to make, one is going to be made with dishonesty in mind, and one is going to be made with honesty in mind. That being the case, honesty is going to be exploited because honesty is going to trust that the other person is honest as well. Dishonesty is going to trust that the other person is dishonest and will exercise dishonesty and take advantage so that dishonest person will walk away feeling good. It worked. The honest person will walk away wondering what happened. Why did it happen? That's just the outcome of the two. Now, what do people usually do when they run into a situation like that? This is when you start practicing the dog-eat-dog syndrome. Most teenagers, when they experience this, when they experience they've been tricked, they find that they're going to get back. Especially a good example would be when it comes down to girlfriends and boyfriends. You mess with someone else's girlfriend or boyfriend, and the first thing that they have in mind is getting even. And getting even means messing with yours. If it's your girl, then messing with their girl. If it's your dude, then messing with their dude. Just getting even. But honesty, the truth of the matter is this. That's where the big challenge comes in. The moment that honesty decides to get even with dishonesty, then honesty loses its badge of recognition because now it has been defeated and joined the bandwagon of dishonesty just to get even. That's the way of the world. That is absolutely the way of the world. You ask yourself, well, what created the dishonest person? Well, maybe the dishonest person is all they ever were familiar with. That's all they ever saw. They didn't trust honesty. It seemed to be vulnerable to them. It meant submission, and they couldn't see themselves ever doing that because they didn't believe anyone else would even do it. So this is what they come up believing. Then you ask yourself, well, what makes an honest person? Well, if this is what they're exposed to, then this is what they will understand. This is what they will be. So you recognize this, but here's the situation. Now you got the dishonest person and you got the honest person. How do you fix that? How do you fix dishonesty and honesty in such a way that they don't have to fear one another? Well, when you ask that question, ladies and gentlemen, that question has been dealt with since the beginning of time. Even today, the different nations that we have, the different systems of government, the different systems of economics that are portrayed all across the world reflects the question and efforts that's being made trying to answer that question. And what you find out is that after all that has been tried, all that is being tried, that answer to that question still is unanswered. And you should ask yourself, well, if we've been going through this our history, why isn't it fixed? Isn't it repairable? The answer to the question is, it has always been repairable. In fact, if you're looking for peace and prosperity and freedom, enjoying your life and your dreams fulfilled. That's what every last one of the people want across the globe. They just happen to be following other people who got a big mouth, who talks loud and know nothing. I was just thinking about earlier today, they had this, I believe this guy's from Minnesota, 13 years old, and he's a candidate for his PhD. Now, that kind of indicates that the guy's relatively smart. You would think that anyway. And a person who really knows the truth sees that as a vessel, that's a tool, an instrument that's bringing perhaps something that could benefit humanity. In the census here in Minnesota or in the United States, whatever, but could benefit humanity. That's a gift from the power we can't see. But we don't see that as that. What we see is a tool to make money from. What companies is he going to work for? Who wants to get him right now? Who wants to pay for anything that he needs done so that they can utilize him for whatever benefit he has for the nation? They can utilize it for their bottom line. That's the way the system works. But the bottom line, ladies and gentlemen, if you want those things I just mentioned to you, the plan was fixed. The map was already laid down. The puzzle is really no puzzle. It's been there all along. And that is that each person that comes into this planet comes with a gift, just like this 13-year-old, just like Musk. I don't know how old he is, but he came here with a gift. All these guys come here with gifts. Every last one of us. I came here with a gift. My gift is to stand here and tell you the truth in the middle of all your darkness. And each of you got a gift. But you perhaps don't know what they are. Unless you are doing what you love doing, you don't know what your gift is. But you came here with a gift that gives you your greatest joy, which identifies what your purpose is here. And by having your greatest joy, that gives everything, makes everything worthwhile. And in the process, you are creating together collectively all things that you imagine in such an abundance that anybody who wants to access it for any need, want, or desire can do so. This is power from the invisible. This is the power of honesty. This is the power of love. This is why you cannot bend to dishonesty. What you do is you take your power away from dishonesty. And see, by doing what the original plan is, everybody, that means the dishonest person comes here with a gift. Put your hand to the plow doing what gives you your greatest joy. That being the case, what's the fear? You're doing what you love doing. You don't even have time to scheme. You don't even have time to be dishonest. Why? Because you're getting your greatest joy. And everything else, just cream on the top. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is why I keep telling you, politicians, collective, I guess, let me put it to you this way. I'm not selling church because there's a separation between church and state, and I understand why you got your separation. Just like you got all these different churches. None of them taking you anywhere. None of them taking you anywhere. Let me tell you, none of them taking you anywhere. But the truth will take you exactly where you need to go. Now, I noticed, and I'm going to say this. Now, everybody's talking about Musk. They're talking about it because he got a lot of money. I am the only person that I know of today that's talking about peace and prosperity, your dreams coming true, as a matter of policy. I'm the only one talking about it as I know. There are others, I'm sure. But I'm the one that's over here talking about it. I'm the one that got thousands of videos talking about it. But you know what? Even though I'm talking about heavenliness for every last one of you guys here in America, even though I'm talking about you don't have to worry about any of the things that you've been worrying about, the pains and suffering that you've been enduring your lifetime, even though I'm saying there's a way to fix that, nobody's picking up on it. If you didn't hear this post, you didn't hear it. And you probably, after hearing this post, are not telling anybody else about it. So that means while you're sitting up on your knees praying for what I'm saying that the power is already prepared for you to have, while you're standing up hoping that your prayer is going to be answered, you won't do a thing to lift your fingers to do it. And you know why you don't lift your fingers? Because you don't think the next person will lift their fingers. You just think you'll be doing it and wasting your time. That's what you think. You will be doing it. No one else will be doing it. It's not about what others are doing, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes down to the truth. It's what role you are playing to the truth. Are you joining the bandwagon of dishonesty by doing nothing? That's a question you need to answer. I think I'm going to leave it there, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank you so very much. I think you get the point that I'm trying to make. So, the way that you settle with dishonesty and honesty is when you do it the way the plan was originally laid down. Dishonesty doesn't have to distrust anybody. Why? Because dishonesty is doing what dishonesty loves doing. And it's not just dishonesty. It's now knowing what the gift is and having the opportunity to do it, to be special to the world, that he's serving the world and the world is serving such a one. You see that, ladies and gentlemen? You see the difference? No wonder no one would tell you. No wonder you are so absent this information, because it changes things. It frees you, and no one can abuse you any longer. Neither you abuse anyone. So take in what I've said to you, ladies and gentlemen. Go back and visit some of my other video posts and make sure that you don't act like you lost your mind by putting in office people who lie, and you know who they are. And don't let another liar convince you that another lie is the answer to you, because that only says that they are. I'm not going to even say what they're saying. You know what that says about you. Bye-bye.